It's for the learners that are sitting here to create that opportunity for them. I had that opportunity. Jerome wasn't lying. I played in the 86-87 tournament. That when it started, 1986, 85, 86, I played in that tournament. It created value. I wasn't an academic. I failed matric. But sport kept me at school. I used to go to school in my Western Province tracksuit. Because I could go there. The sport brought me to school. Everybody's not an academic sitting here. Tap into what they have. Expunge what they have. Draw it out of them. Educators, you have that opportunity. Create the opportunity for the youngster. I just want to share with you. On Friday, I'm going to my second Kailicha Schools Football Awards. Every year is different Kailicha schools here. You know why? They got a structured league. They send the top 4 teams to the tournament. Mr. Marajal is fighting with me every year because his school doesn't qualify for the top 4, but he wants to play in the tournament. Go speak to Kailicha schools. They have a structured league. They're from under 11 to under 17s, Mr. Ndani? Under 19. From under 10 to under 19. Why can't we do it in Mitchell's Plain? Why can't we do it in South? Why can't we do it in Deep South? They are educators. You want it to happen. Support my, you want it to happen. Don't wait for someone else. Get a few of you together, start it. Just say hello. Start it, it will blossom. People will want to belong. You think I'm lying to you? I've got 6 schools that message me every day. Like Mr. Botna messages me every day. Is there no cancellation? Is there no cancellation? Because the teacher and the kids want to belong to something. Create that opportunity for them. I do it because it was done for me. Pay it forward. Pay it forward. In football, Gavin Manuel was unselfish. Unselfish. His wife will tell you. Sometimes late 10, 1 o'clock in the morning for schools football. I'm not talking about club football yet. For schools football, 10, 11 o'clock, creating opportunity and access. Mr. Zondani asked me if it's not a t-shirt, there's no money. We don't have money. We run the tournament, we don't have money. But the tournament will happen every year because we want it to happen. Mr. Zondani asked me every year, is there no t-shirt for the selectors so we can see who they are? I said, I don't have money, it's no t-shirt. I can't even buy a blue Benny. But, you know what I want to do? I want to have a Western Province Senior Schools tracksuit made so you, the learners, the other teachers can see what it was to belong to an organization. And you can create it in your small pockets that you are. You can impact your immediate surroundings through football, creating the opportunity and access for them. That's all the tournament is about. Somebody asked me earlier, are you not thinking, you're not selecting a team of the tournament? It's a nice to have, but that's not the core principle of the tournament. Letting the kids play 4 or 5 games over the 2 days, that's the priority. Let them do things that they enjoy. Sometimes they go to school, they don't enjoy it, they must go to school. It's a requirement to go to school. But they need another outlet to get that energy out. I mean, I was pleasantly surprised. I'm busy on social media, just reading, I don't post. But one of the schools that's here since the inception, since 2016, and a school that Gavin taught at, when they won, what is the school? What, the Weinberg tournament? What tournament was Mr. Manuel? What tournament was that? Weinberg Boys Tournament. I felt proud. I don't even belong to Sikaflei. But the association is there. My association with all the schools is there. That's why when you came in, I told you immediately, man, because remember we chat on WhatsApp, there's no face. I don't know who's who. I just know I speak to Ikahia, I speak to Zondani, I speak to Sikaflei. I don't know who's chatting. I have an association with you. Besides Circular, there's about 12 schools that's here since 2016. We have the opportunity to impact our communities. Let's use that. Let's create the opportunity. You as an educator, I thank you again. Because without you, it won't happen. If you don't put up a hand up and say, listen, on a Monday and a Thursday, it's soccer day and I'm available. The matric, the head boy can't do that. He can't organize a team. He can't organize the transport. I mean, some schools transport bills, yes, 60, 70,000 rand. What's the taxi cost nowadays to it? 500, 600 rand. And that's just for the one code. What about the other code? So I take your hats off for creating the opportunity for the kids. It's not easy. If I look at the schools, there's not a sports budget. Some schools have 150,000 rand sports budget per code. You don't have it. Some of you dig out of your pockets. Again, I take my hat off you for creating opportunity. If it wasn't for you, the Gavin Manuel won't be a success as it is. So thank you very much.
And you all cringe, eh? Right.
Is it me?
No, not you yet. I want to do another. I want them to tell their story again. Now you're going to find something that you don't know. And that for 3 minutes. For 2 minutes. I'm going to cause chaos again. Tell them about your colors. Because you know, whenever you go to a football field, everybody's wearing their colors. And you only wear your colors because it tells a story. They don't want to know which school you're from, because I can identify that from your badge. But who are you? Why are you here? Tell them something else about you. Only 2 minutes. Get up. Let's move. Oh, dan sit julle. Nee, man. You can't expect Mrs. Manuel to get up. She's a bit out. There you go. Thank you, young man. You're going places, even if it's to the back. There we go. That's it. That's the confidence we're talking about. It took 30 seconds to get up. I'm going to add the 30 seconds. And counting. There we go. I like it. One minute. In 30 seconds. In 15. In 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Thank you. Please take up your seats. If this were a football match, and the goalkeeper held on for longer than they should have, this game would have restarted with a corner kick. Okay? But fortunately we won't. What you just did was, you created an opportunity. Exactly what this tournament is about. You created an opportunity to know somebody else. You created an opportunity to build a friendship. You created an opportunity that who knows where it could end up one day. I'm going to ask Mr. Campbell to introduce our next speaker.
I forgot I had to stay up here. So, it's a football tournament. But again, it's about opportunity and access. So I'm going across my social media pages and I see, I know this guy. He's the teacher at Plumstead. He was the coach of the winning team last year. And he's writing a book. So when you came in here, you thought, hey, you're at the right place. There's trophies and there's a book outside there. So The coach of Plum said, the winners of last year's boys tournament, put pen to paper and he wrote a little, the memoir. So it's about his life. And he had his launch of his book last August 26. And I asked him, listen, I can create the opportunity and access. Would you mind telling us about your book at the launch? So our next speaker, Faid, come up please. This is his book. This is his book, and he's going to tell you about it.
Thank you, sir. Afternoon, everyone. Mr. Campbell, I actually wanted to announce that I won the tournament last year. But thank you for doing it on my behalf. Access and opportunity, words that we're going to hear quite often, but I think it is very profound. And I say that, Mrs. Manuel, I'm extremely honored and privileged just to be in your presence. With that being said, the captain actually of my under 16 team, through this tournament got scouted and is now playing for Antalyaspor. So, I mean, that is what it is about. I also need to mention that for the first time entering the Kmotsepe under 19, Plum said I won the regional tournament and then managed to play in the provincial playoffs, ending third in Beaufort West. Access and opportunity. I don't know if it is coincidental because Mr. Damon earlier mentioned about identity and branding, and here I have green on which represents Plum said I don't know, it's seker maar net so uitgesit, ek weet het. So, very briefly, at the age of 26, I published a book titled Life is a Bitch. And I deliberately wrote the word bitch as you would phonetically say it in Kaaps, because the entire book is written in Kaaps Afrikaans. Because there's negative connotations to the B word. So I did not want to take away the idiomatic expression. Because when do we often say this idiom? When you're going through a tough time, I said, life is a... So I didn't want to take the intensity away from the idiomatic expression by putting the word that you normally would write, when you actually say that to, we use it to, and say it to females, for instance. So it is not a memoir. It is a fictional story that I so desperately wanted to write about a 15-year-old or a 10-year-old or 11-year-old finding themselves on the street. And it is so important to question why would an 11-year-old or a 12-year-old find themselves on the street. Because sy kom met 'n huis uit wat liefdevol is, but now you move to the street, which is not dignified. In a house where you will find love from your parents, you have a roof, but it begs the question, why is this person wanting to make that decision to go and live on the street? So essentially that is the story of a 15-year-old called Leonardo Blood that moves out of his mother's house and gallivanting the streets of Sea Point and town and having to survive. Because the whole concept of survival is for me so pertinent. We're all trying to survive. We all wat ons weet is, I want to survive financially, but it's not even about that anymore. We're looking at our 13, 14-year-olds that is grappling with the system. Emotionally, they're not surviving. Physically, we are not surviving. psychologically we are not surviving. And I really try to attempt by highlighting those themes and narrative in this book. So thank you, Mr. Campbell, for allowing me to, I can almost call it promote, I don't know, marketing. It is 177 Rand at Exclusive Books. You can also find it on Takealot or Koom Books or any other bookstore. If you are by the means, please buy it. Royalties, most. So please, thank you. Thank you very much. Sir.
Life is a bit, and then you have access to read and to talk and to share, to tell your story, because it is important. What's the point when we see the people running outside? They're all showing signs and fingers and everything, and they're telling their story. Why can't we change the narrative? Why don't we change our story? Why don't you today start to write your own story? Because you can. You certainly can. It doesn't necessarily have to make it to this point, but start writing. Start writing. I never thought I'd end up in refereeing. I never thought I'd be on the field, sharing the same field as a Lionel Messi. It's possible. I am a washed out has-been. You have the access, you have the opportunity. Write your story. They come in twos. Now we've heard of Sean, and now we have to hear from the legend himself. But I think it's important that at this point in time, we acknowledge you, sir, Mr. Nigel Crowe, but more importantly, the Crowe family experienced loss just recently. So in very real and proper football tradition, could we please stand, remove our caps and pause for a moment of silence as we remember the passing of Nigel and the Crowe family's matriarch. Shall we pause? And as we reflect on the passing of Mark Crowe, we also reflect on the passing of all of those who have passed and who are near and dear to us. Thank you. Now, one of our first encounters with Mr. Crowe was not when I played against him. I can never say that. But watching him play. Now, if you think that some of your central defenders and midfielders have flair and they are hard as nails, he looks calm and docile when he's sitting here on this chair. But just put him on a football field and you'll see a different story. A skillful individual as a footballer, as an administrator, definitely as an educator, as a head of an institution. I think he's done it all. And now when I called him last week or the week after, I said, I was standing at my school gate and I was chatting with him. I said, and he couldn't wait to tell me that he was on Fisher Beach. Life is a beach. Mr. Crowe.
Thank you, Mr. Dalman. Yeah, that man. You know, we were privileged to spend some time with Mr. Damon at the referees residential area in Pretoria. We were privileged. Mr. Isaac Arendse, unfortunately, is not here today. He was the principal at Steenberg. He was in charge of the FIFA referees at the 2010 World Cup. And I was privileged to stay with them in the referees' quarters. Can you remember 2010? We still had little, what do you call it, on the side mirrors? Little flags, the South African flags on the mirrors. Now, when you enter that complex at, I don't know what exactly. Yes, that's it. If you enter that complex, First thing, they stopped you at the gate, and I had to remove. We also had a South African flag at the back. We had to remove everything because you're entering neutral area. And what was so nice, they had little compounds inside that village, one for CAF, one for UEFA, one for South America, CONCACAF, one for Asia, and I think there's one also for the islands, where they would listen to their music, to their culture, that type of thing. Oh, it was a privilege traveling to the World Cup final with him, Mr. Damon, in a bus from that complex, easy 20, 30 kilometers. That bus didn't stop once. And you know, in Johannesburg, with all the roadblocks and the, what do you call it, the toll gates, it's quite difficult. It was like that, the traffic cops. And remember, in that bus with us was the referee of the final. We were privileged, obviously, myself and my family, to have met that referee. So that is some of the nice experiences I shared with Sir Gavin. Manuel. It's just a different level of the connection I had with him. I met him in 1979. I was a grade 12 learner at Cathkenai, and this man robbed us in a final against Sikufle. We lost the final. I don't know if you remembered. Some of you, Sean will remember, Michael Smith inches. He scored the winning goal against Isaac Amper, was our goalkeeper. But up and until today, I still believe Gavin robbed us. Mr. Manuel robbed us in that final. That was played there at Turfel Park, the old Turfel Park in Athlone. And after that, I met Mr. Manuel again in 1984 when I started teaching here at Mondale as an educator at Spesbona High, where Mr. Manuel was in charge of Western Province Senior School Sports Union, the soccer component. And 2 years later, I joined him as his assistant convener. In 1985 was the first September tournament, and it was held here in Mitchell's Plain at Stephen Regan. I had to walk to Mike's, all those places, and they gave, one place gave a ball, Ghulam Ali gave a set of jerseys, that type of thing, to have the tournament started. And this is how this tournament started, the September tournament. And then in 2016, just out of the blue, I was thinking of arranging something in honor of Gavin, and Sean called me, and before he could say anything, I said, "You're calling me to organize a tournament," and that is how we started with this tournament in 2016. And I am just going over the rules. If you have the rules with you, can you just go over the rules? The important thing is, remember, educators, coaches, teachers, this is a schools tournament, and it's about, first thing we're going to teach our learners is honesty. In the past, we had schools playing outside people in the team. In the past, we had schools playing overage learners in their team. Now, you must remember, Cape Town is very small. And there is always someone who's going to pick up that a person is overage. 2 years ago, it was a girl. And the year before that, it was a boy involved. So there's always someone that knows you that plays in this tournament. So the first thing we have to teach our learners is to be honest. And honest is by playing the boys. The age group for the boys is 2009, 2010, 2011 and on. Don't tell me his birthday is only in December and he's still 16. The year is 2009. That is the cutoff, okay? 2009 for the girls under 18 is 2007. So 2007, 2008, 2009 and on, okay? Don't come with the story. He will only be, or she will only be 19 after the tournament. It's 2007, okay? That's the first thing. That's 2.1 I want to highlight to you. The registrations, we will speak about the registrations later. This year we decided just to go over 2 days because I think it was dragging a bit last year over 3 days. So it's just the 6th and the 7th of October. It will be at Rockland Sports Field, not at Rocklands High. Don't make the mistake. We're going to Rockland and we're going to use 6 fields. We're going to use 6 fields there to make sure we can get in at least 20 boys team and 16 girls teams playing in the tournament. Now, there's a trick this year in terms of the boys. Let's first focus on the boys section because the girls is easier. The boys section, you have, can you just go to the group, please, Shanae? No, it's not on that, the other slide. That one. Go to the boys one. This one here. Now, if you look at the boys one here, you can see it's 5 groups. All right? Now, how do you get to 8 teams for the winner section? And how do you get to 8 teams in the plate section? Now, for the winner section, listen carefully, and this you will get a rule. I'll get to it later. But for the winner section, it's the top team in each group. That is 5 teams. And the 3 best placed second teams finishing second. So it's not all the teams finishing second that will qualify for the winners section. Only the 3 best placed teams. Sometimes you get teams, and this is the advantage about having 20 teams. Sometimes you have teams ending second who have drawn all 3 games. And a team in another group that have performed better, they must probably have won a match, that don't get through to the winner section. Here it will almost eliminate that way of getting through into the winner section. So it will be the top team in each section, that's 5 teams, plus the 3 best placed second teams will qualify. Now, how do we get to the best placed teams? If we go to rule rule 2.5, I think it is. In the event, 2.5. In the event of 2 teams ending with the same number of points in the group, the team with the superior goal difference will be declared higher finisher. Now, if that is still the same, then we go to the highest number of goals scored. And if that is still the same, then we will go to the corresponding fixture involved. And if that is still the same, then we will look at where it comes down to the cautions. That means the number of yellow cards and number of red cards your team have received. And only after that, we will go to a penalty shootout. Okay, so there's a new little one in, then that is the cautions. So you have to teach your learners to be disciplined. On that, if a learner is cautioned, he will spend 5 minutes in the sin bin. So if he gets a yellow card, it's automatic 5 minutes in the sin bin. Okay, we operate with 2 referees on the field. Okay, not with just 1 referee, we operate with 2 referees, and the referees are not restricted to a half. So you can't come and tell me, but that referee is in that half and he blew for a infringement in that half. That referee, but obviously the offside will be easier for the referee in that half to determine offside. Okay, but infringement, that the referee can blow all over the field. Okay, so don't come with the excuse of that referee is in that half and he blew for a handball inside the other referee's half. We have 2 referees, we don't have any assistant referees. Okay, so that is the important thing. And we don't have penalty kicks, we have kicks from the center circle, right? And you have, I think it's 15 seconds, Mr. Marajal. You have 15 seconds from the center circle to get that ball into the net. If the goalkeeper parries the ball, you can still play. Okay? Up and until the 15 seconds is up. But if the ball is outside the areas, the lines, obviously, of the field, then it's out of bounds. The easy way, or if the goalkeeper have the ball in his hand, then it's dead. Okay? So we had a little incident, not last year, the year before last. Was it, no, year before last. Yeah, year before last, we had an incident. The goalkeeper was so excited to get the ball off the field, he kicked it towards the cars on the side and a windscreen was damaged. So, I'm serious. Yeah, it was 2 years ago. unfortunate little incident that happened, but that is basically one of the rules that you have to take note of. We'll get you now, sir. Three points for a win, 2 for a score draw, 1 point for a no score draw, and obviously if you lose the match, no points. There's no grace period in terms of you have to report to the referee 15 minutes, Mr. Marajal, correct? 15 minutes before the start of your match, you have to report to the match official. Okay? There's no grace period. A team is there's a team coming. If you're late, and you will default. And the opposing team will get 2 points. Will get a score of 2 goals, and obviously for the 3 points. The match most probably will take place, but will be played as a friendly. You wanted to ask a question, sir?
No, during the game, the penalties are normal.
Sorry? No, normal penalties, yeah.
Most people do when we play tournament, okay, because they know the rules that they're supposed to, in the game, supposed to take the penalties from the center line.
No. If there's a normal penalty, a handball or infringement inside the box, a normal penalty, it's a normal penalty, yeah. Okay? What I'm referring to is the penalties. We don't have extra time, but at the end of the match, if the score is still level, right, then we revert to a penalty kicks, which will start at the middle line, which you have 15 seconds to score. Okay, I think everyone clear on that. I don't want to run through all the rules. You have the rules and regulations with you. I think, is there any questions before we move over to the draw? Any questions on the rules and regulations? Anything you want to highlight, for instance, about any incident that occurred last year that may occur this year? Mr. Marajal, anything that you need to highlight or want to highlight, sir? Just a second, my boy. At the field, you report to, take for instance, if you're playing on the B field or the C field, all right, you must report to the match official on that field, be at the field. One little thing, I'm a religious person, serious, I'm a Christian, and I'm not shy in saying that. That praying when you're supposed to start the match, you can do that before the start of the match. People, normally we have the big delay is saying the prayers when the match is supposed to start. And that I have a little, you have more than enough time before you go onto the field to do the necessary prayers. Sorry, Mr.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Can we just get this one thing straight? You pray outside the field.
Yeah.
Okay? On the field of play, we play football. Pray outside. The God I know hears us wherever we are. So pray outside. It's okay. Here's your prayer.
Okay, because the big delay normally of matches at our tournament is when the kickoff about to start, the school decide now we can do our prayer. Okay. So please, learners and coaches, please, I'm not that I'm insensitive. I'll be the first one to encourage my learners to say thank you and ask for mercy or protection for the match. But that we do at least 5-10 minutes before kickoff. Please, coaches. Okay, I think, yeah, sorry, go ahead, miss, and then, sorry, boy, I'll get back to you now.
The learners advise not to engage any, like Mr. Crowley asked question what happened, only the educators.
Yep.
Some learners is opgewek and they don't want to go on a dress and perform. It's not their domain, please.
And we get some coaches also, but we had young man you wanted to ask. Oh, sorry. No, then the whole process will start all over again. If it's a foul, and the process will start over again. The referee will identify that as a foul, and we'll start with the 15 seconds. We'll start again. Sorry, but you must remember a keeper can be replaced. I was at Mutsepi finals in Pretoria with Mr. Arendse, and there's one rule I didn't know, Mr. Darman. That guy made the change just before penalty shootout. No. The penalties was about to start. and he changed his keeper. Yeah, that can happen, eh? So you don't have to wait for the 2 minutes before the end of the match to do that, like the Netherlands did a few years ago in the championship. They changed the.
Because remember, changing a goalkeeper is a positional change. You're not substituting him.
So it's the infield player that has become a goalkeeper. That's what happened in the match. I still query. They say no, but it's just the infield player going to stand goalkeeper. So that can happen. Anything else before we move over to the draw? Five penalties. 5 penalties. Yes. It's 20 minutes off. Okay. That's 20 minutes off. If you move into the plate section, then it will be 15 minutes off. No extra time. Okay. If you play plate section, it will be 15 minutes. And if you play winner section, it will be 20 minutes. But all the games, the first day will be 20 minutes. Going, gone. Can we move over to the draw? Oh, yes. Anything else? Can we go? Okay. So here we have the draw. And can you type on the second laptop? And then we can transfer it to the first one. Now the draw is going to take place. You have 3 wheels for the boys. Oh, sorry, the girls is easy. The girls, 16 teams, the top 2 teams in each group will qualify for the winner section, and the bottom 2 teams, 3 and 4, will play in the plate section. That's straightforward. Okay, so it's quite easy for the girls. The draw, in the boys' wheel, we have 3 groups. The one group is the Mitchells Plain group. The second wheel will be the Khayelitsha group plus a new school in Mitchells Paramount, right? And the third wheel will be all the schools outside Mitchells Plain and outside Khayelitsha. So with Khayelitsha schools, we'll have the new school in Mitchells Plain, Paramount, because or else we're going to have 11 schools. So, okay, there you can see, and then they were that group, and then we have the third group will be the schools outside Mitchells Plain. Okay, now as the teams come out, will be A1, B1, C1, D1, E1, like that across. And then we will move to the Khayelitsha schools, and they will be A2, B2, C2, C3, C4, D2, and E2. Okay? And then we will go back to the Mitchells Plain schools. They will form the number 3s in the different groups, and then we will go to the outside Mitchells Plain schools. They will form the number 4s in the group. Okay? Any questions on that? Any questions? Okay, let's go to the first wheel, Chennai. Just spin it. And stop. Okay. So the first school out, A1, will be Glendale. Okay. So Glendale will be A1. Now you have to remove Glendale. That's it. Now let's go again. B1. Strandfontein. B1, Strandfontein. Okay? C1. Hello. Now we have D1 will be Mondale. And the last spin in that group for E1, Oval North. Mr. Marajal, you will help you. Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
A2. Simpa Mandla.
B2. Ikaya. B2 Ikaya.
We're going to put up the groups now so you can see the groups, okay? When we're done with the draw.
The legend himself, Harry Kuala, is C3. C2.
C2.
D2, Paramount.
And obviously,
Tempelite, E2.
E2, correct. Can I say, yeah, you can do the rest, Mr. Marajal? Jy doen dan so mooi, man. Okay, now we're going to move over to the Mitchell's Plain group again. Back to the Mitchell's Plain group.
Yes.
Yes.
And then we're going to get all the threes. Mr. Marajal continues.
A3. Sorry? Spider, A3. B3.
B3 to join Strandfontein and Ikaya is
My
Westridge
alma mater,
High.
Westridge High. We're all speaking about alma maters today, show. Westridge High.
C3 to join Alo and Harry Kuala.
Pequeño.
In Group D with Mondale and Paramount, we have Rockland. And of course, in E3 we have
Porter 9.
Porter. And now we completed, now we go outside.
Now we're going to DA.
D4.
A4. A4.
Musenberg. A4, Musenberg.
So to complete Group A, Glendale, Zippermantla, Spine Road and Musenberg.
B4.
Strandfontein, Ikaya, Westridge and Zeekoevlei. To complete Group B. Group C.
4. Ocean view from
We have Alo, Harry Kuala, Beacon Hill and Ocean View.
D4.
Group D.
Flamstead.
Group D. To join Mondale, Paramount, Rocklands, we have Longstead. Life is a bit. And Group E, Overlook, Table Portland and Weinberg.
Okay, we first gonna save it later, right? We're gonna move over. Thank you, sir. But you're gonna play for the girls, come on. We're gonna move over to the girls. The girls, the first four will be A again story. The second group will be B's and so on. Okay, exactly the same setup. So we're gonna start with the Mitchell's Plain schools. First school out, A1. Paramount. That will be A1. Let's move. B1. Beacon Hill. C1. Oval North. That's the girls, yeah. D1 would be Spine Road. Now we're going to the Kayalicha schools. The reason why we're doing this is to prevent the schools playing, take for instance, all four Kayalicha schools in one group, or all four Mitchell's Plain schools in one group. Okay, so that is the idea. It's not because you're from that area or that area, so that you can play with against schools of different areas. Okay?
A2 is Harry Guala.
Joining Paramount in Group A is Harry Gwala.
B2 in Tlanganiso.
Joining Beacon Hill in Group B is in Tlanganiso.
C2 in Kahia. Kahia.
And obviously
And
D1,
D2
D2.
Maniano.
Maniano. Now we're going back to the Mitchells Plain group. So we're looking at A3 would be Portland with
Paramount Harry Gwala in Group A.
B3,
Alongside Beacon Hill and Itlanganisu.
would be Strandfontein. And in C3,
Joining Oval North and in Kaya.
Glendale.
Yes, they win at Glendale.
Glendale. And then obviously D3 would be Rockland side.
Joining Spine Road and Manana.
Now, for the A4, Ocean View.
Right at the end, Paramount, Harry Gwala, Portland and Ocean View. Just when you thought you won the lotto, you didn't. Beacon Hill, Itlanganiso, Strandfontein and Muizenberg.
That's in B, Group B. Group C, complete Group C, Weinberg.
Oval North, Ikaya, Glendale and Weinberg.
And Sickle Play would go in Group D.
Spine Road, Maniano, Rocklands and Zeke.
Okay, now just give it time just to copy and paste, and then from that one onto this laptop, and then you will have the groups on the board. The easy way was probably these days, instead of just writing it down, just take a pic of it, and then we'll have everything sorted. I think I've covered everything, not everything, but if you're not clear on any of these rules, please make contact with me and we'll take it from there. Okay? So thank you very much.
Right, and so now the draw has been made. You know who plays whom, and you will join together on the 6th of October and the 7th of October to see who will be the eventual winners of the Gavin Manuel Legacy Cup 2025. What is left for me to say? Okay, Sean's here.
I'm still in 2 minutes.
Okay.
2
He's
minutes.
the
before.
boss.
I just went to go fetch these things inside. So there's 18 trophies outside. That's what you're playing for. The finalists in the boys and the girls win themselves a kit. Okay? Sponsored by the Manuel family. Okay? So, if you're in the final, you'll be playing the kit. You'll get socks, shorts, and the jersey. 18, 2 goalkeepers and 16 outfield players. Sponsored by the Manuel family. A lot of you don't know who Gavin Manuel is, and that's what they told me. We just talk about Gavin Manuel. We don't know who Gavin Manuel is. Here's a couple of pictures of where he was. This is a brief. He was a school soccer administrator. He was a referee, local football, professional football. He was administrator at school, administrator nationally. He coached many school teams. Even Nigel took 2 teams, obviously, 1 team.
Twice, one to the UK and
Took
one
a-
to Germany.
Took a school team to the UK, took a school team to Germany in, what is that, 90s? No, 80, yeah, it must be 90s, So, and he was a soccer club coach, Sea Point Swifts, Peninsula, that played at Grassy Park, Santos Football Club. He was the administrator, the youth administrator at the prestigious Handling Football Club. Before he moved over to Santos, we had the Handling Football Club. He managed the students there, the academics and the coaching. Okay, that's who Gavin Manuel is. Here's the picture. This banner is courtesy of Miss Julian Goliath from Sikufly. Thank you, Miss. Thank you very much. Thank you. We really, really appreciate it. Okay, Mr. Raymond, thank you.
It takes every bit to make this tournament work. And you are the important bits. So complete your assessments successfully, practice well, and let us join together on the 6th and the 7th of October at Rocklands Sports Field, straight down the road. Okay, we get to see you there. And remember, the Gavin Manuel Legacy Cup creates the opportunity and gives you access to allow you to wear your colors and to tell your story, because your story is important. It's been my privilege to be your host. I'm Jerome Damon, signing out. Be safe on the roads. God bless.
And there's something to drink at the back.
Okay, there's some is that a question?
Mr. Campbell, I think I'm speaking under correction, sir. I think it's 10 rand adults, 10 rand core, and 5 rand for students, learners at the gate. Okay, if you part of the 18 plus the 2 coaches, they will free entry. That's why you have the tickets. We still have some tickets left here, Harry Waller, plus in some of the schools here. This is the indication to us if you're present or not. So you must collect your tickets here in front. Then also, before Mr. Dr. David sign off, we need your registrations, people. It needs, if it's not here today, you have up and until Friday to finalize your registration, and then you have to take it, unfortunately, to Rocklands High School. Okay? If you in that side, then you have to take it to Miss at Sikufly. Okay? So Miss Goliath at Sikufly. If you're on that side, if it's easier to get to Sikufly, or you can drop it with Miss October at Rocklands High. Friday's cutoff. Okay? Friday's cutoff. You can make changes, individual changes before the tournament. But we're talking about the 18 playing. If you can have injuries, anything can happen. Right? Discipline problems at school, where you have to take a learner out, we'll allow for that up and until the morning of the tournament. Okay? Morning of the tournament means 8 o'clock. Not 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, means 8 o'clock. Anything before 8 o'clock, it's allowed the morning of the tournament. Okay? Then you can still make changes. But your list of 18 players plus your coaching staff must be with Miss Goliath or Miss October Friday for the latest, please. Okay? And this coming Friday. Okay? The 19th. People are marking, so you have to also take that into consideration. There's something small there at the back. Please, people, 1 box per person. Okay? It's can only be mommy but daddy sound for the history.